Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. This is Hot for Ghosts with Krista, me.
And Robin.
Cheers.
Cheers. What are we drinking?
So my drink today, I invented a drink because if you listen to last podcast, at the very end, I said I was going to do a story from Valparaiso.
Oh, yeah.
Which someday I am. I promise. I have it written. It's queued. It's ready to go, but it is very similar to your story last week. So I decided to just put that one on hold, do something completely different out of left field. And so instead of doing a Moscow Mule, I named this Shell Shocked. And it's green. You can't see it. Oh, I'm just going to end up pouring it out. Oh, yeah. It's green. You can trust me on that.
You know, I actually am not the biggest fan of Moscow Mules. This is delightful. It's really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. I'm going to try not to chug it.
I know. I'm probably going to chug it. That's kind of my MO. So we are excited to have you all here. Excited to have a ring light. So we look cute and excited to be.
These are excited for that ring light.
You look great. You're beautiful.
Yeah, because of the ring light.
Beautiful. So, a couple things.
I can't look at your notes.
Yes, don't look at my notes. I like the surprise. I like the element of surprise. First of all, we want to let you guys know, which if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, you already know, is that we are posting on Fridays now what drink we're going to be drinking, as well as how to make it. I will say, and I want to bring up one story because it made me laugh, and it is kind of spooky. And we can cut this out if you don't want it in here. But Robin and I went to Michigan this weekend with our kids. Yeah. And when she has a 4-year-old named Shade. And when we were at the restaurant, he bumped his head, as kids do. Oh, they're terribly, terribly clumsy. And it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. Everybody in the restaurant stopped. We're in Michigan, so some guy just yelled, "Hello!" And we're like, no, he's fine. And so the waitress came up and she wanted to share her story because she's like, oh, that happened. We all want to be like, oh yeah, this happens to everybody. And she talked about how her 2-year-old little girl fell off the bed and hit her head recently, and she was so worried about her. And Shade stops crying, looks up at the waitress and goes, "Did she die?"
We're going through a death phase right now. It's like all
I told you kids are creepy, even in the daytime. That was
kids.
Right smack in the middle of the day.
CK.
Being creepy.
Yeah.
And then we went for ice cream, and I stopped eating my ice cream halfway through because my stomach hurt. And Shade said, "Why isn't Krista eating her ice cream?" And you said, "Oh, because her stomach hurts." And Shade goes, "Is she gonna die?" I don't know. Do you know something I don't know? Tiny prophetic child.
He does say some really random, odd things. Like one time, he and Mike are driving in the car. It's quiet. He's just sitting in the back seat, and he says to Mike, "It was on this day a long time ago that our house burnt down."
No.
Creepy kids.
No.
CK. That's what I'm going to start calling it.
Yeah, creepy kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of K and C, I talked to Carl this week. If you listen to the Buxton Inn, Carl is my ex-boyfriend. That's not his real name.
Hot Carl.
And yeah, except, do you know what a hot Carl is?
I still have to Google it.
It's, I think, where someone takes a poo-poo on you. Like,
they do that in Germany all the time.
Yeah, so that's a hot Carl. But
we just alienated all of our future German listeners.
And all our Carls.
Isn't that where Scheisse porn came from?
I've never heard of Scheisse porn.
Google it.
I worked with a girl who was really into that. She would tell everyone. But he was like, "Thanks for the Carl. Am I a C or a K?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'll have to ask Krista." I'm guessing K because you're a K.
It's actually a C.
Oh, okay. I'll let
him
know.
In my head.
Yeah, I'll let him know. It was a C in my head,
I'm the only
too,
K.
But...
There can only be one.
Yes.
All right. So, skippers, it's your time right now. We're coming back. Like I said, if you skipped it, we were closing out our podcast last week, and I said I was going to do Valparaiso, which is where we're at, and I'm going to, but not today because it was very similar to Robin's story. So I am going to do something completely different. And if you remember, the name of the drink was Shell Shocked. So keep that in mind. It's foreshadowing.
Ooh, I'm excited.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's hear it. Dun dun dun.
And now the music plays off for ghosts.
Off it goes. Boo!
Boo. I like the boo.
Okay, good. I just added it.
Yeah. All right.
Obviously, I just added it, but
we can cut all this out. All right. Here we go. Whew.
Do you get nervous before you start telling your story?
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this one is really important to me.
Oh, okay.
And I want to do it justice. It is kind of my origin story.
Oh.
It has formed most of my personality throughout the years, and I just want to do it justice because it is very important.
I'm really excited to hear it then. Thanks for sharing it with me and the 19 people we have following us now. Thanks.
Hey.
But many more listeners, just not that many followers yet.
Yeah, I think they're all my family and they don't know how to push the follow button.
Oh, we'll teach them. We have someone in Belgium. If you're in Mexico or in Belgium listening, know that you are the only person in your country. We have one from each. You're it.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
You're a trendsetter. Trendsetter.
Is Belgium close to Germany?
Yeah. Scheisse.
Look at me. Scheisse.
Scheisse porn.
Don't Google it. Okay, I'm ready. So, if you have been on the fence so far about this podcast because you like ghosts, the word, ghost is in the title of the podcast, but then you saw right underneath it said, and other paranormal things. So,
are we entering the other paranormal?
We're entering other paranormal things. And so in my mind, para meaning other, possibly in Latin, I don't know, and normal meaning normal. So other than normal, I would think outside of normal would be things like the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot.
Aliens.
Yeah. Not a cryptid, but still an paranormal activity. This, though, happened on our planet, happened in our country, and happened in our state.
Woo!
The Loch Ness Monster of Indiana. That's right, guys. The story you didn't ask for. The story you didn't know you needed. The legendary, the infamous Beast of Busco.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called.
That's
the Wikipedia page, yeah. Haven't heard of the legendary Beast of Busco? Well, you're not alone. Unless you grew up in Churubusco, Indiana, in beautiful Cozy Charms Trailer Park on Blue Lake. Like me.
Another thing we have in common.
Trailer.
We both grew up in trailers until we were 6 or 7.
Single wide or double wide?
I think ours was a single. I have to ask Mom.
Mine was single, and it was brown on the bottom and cream on the top.
Cream on the bottom, or white on the bottom, and blue on top.
Ooh, blue trailer.
Yeah, Westerville Estates.
It was the best. They always name it like Estates or Cozy Charms. It was charming. It was cozy.
I loved it. I had great memories of the trailer
This was
park.
great. So if you listened to our podcast 2 podcasts ago, The Fright in Fort Wayne, you might be confused because I said I grew up in Fort Wayne, and I did. But I was born and raised for the first 5 years of my life in Churubusco, Indiana. I have lots of memories there. We went back, every month because we had friends there. It was only 30 minutes north of Fort Wayne. Teeny tiny town, 1,200 people. And let me give you a little history on Churubusco because I know that's why you came here. That's what you're waiting for. You're not even curious about the Beast of Busco. Just tell us about Churubusco.
Just putting Churubusco in the title will probably get us like another listener.
1,200 maybe. How many podcasts are about Churubusco, Indiana?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. This one. Chief Little Turtle, he's coming back, right? He lived there, foreshadowing. And then in 1847, the first post office was built. And did you know when a post office is built, that's what makes a town an official town? That's like the date that town started to exist, when the post office was built. It's not a town until you get a post office.
It makes perfect sense, but no, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. So 1847, and then literally nothing was ever built again. Except for, it's a very small town, this beautiful restaurant, best cottage cheese you've ever had, called the Magic Wand. I'll throw a picture up, which reminds me, I can't show you the pictures because my phone is recording, but I'll throw the pictures up on Instagram. So keep an eye out for the Magic Wand. And I didn't have a picture of the cottage cheese, but I swear to God, life-changing.
Is there like a sign on like the restaurant?
Best cottage cheese in the world?
Yeah.
At some point, I'm sure they put it up. They'd have to.
You know, restaurants do like best restaurant in the world, or like they make it up and they put it on their signage. Yeah,
I'll find it for you.
Okay. I'm ready.
So for 100 years after Churubusco was founded, no one really gave a shit about Busco until Oscar,
the Grouch,
the turtle, the myth, the legend.
I'm so confused.
You need to take this seriously, man.
I'm so confused. I feel like I should stop drinking right now because
you're not going to be able to follow it. So I'm going to use mostly quotes for my entire story because I can be funny sometimes, but nothing.
You can be very funny.
Nothing, thank you, is funnier than the quotes directly from people from Churubusco in the 1950s. Oh, yes. Nothing is funnier.
I love a good old-fashioned quote from like a newspaper, like, they threw eggs and they were not fresh.
I have an old-fashioned newspaper I'm going to throw up on Facebook too.
Okay. About
the Beast of Busco. So, here's the first quote. Oscar was a giant turtle. Did you see that one coming? You didn't see it coming.
Christ on a bike.
Quote, Oscar was a giant turtle bigger than Godzilla. That is what they said. Now, how big is Godzilla? No one really knows because he is not real, but that's what they said. He was an alligator snapping turtle. I will put a picture of that because...
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's not an alligator. It's just real fucking ugly. And snapping turtles are ugly anyway, but these are big and they're mean and they want to eat you and their tails are long and their shells are really spiky and weird and there's trees growing off of
they're called
shells.
Ew, yeah, that
like
grosses
moss.
Me out. Oh,
alligator
things growing on things like that.
Yeah, no. That's because they live forever.
Oh, like 1,000 years. Are they called alligator snapping turtles?
Alligator snapping turtles.
Never heard. You're teaching me so much today.
Look,
thank you.
Churubusco, turtles. So the legend of Oscar, the turtle, begins July 27th.
I think I know where the shell comes from.
Shell-shocked.
Shell-shocked.
July 27th, 1948. Let me set the scene for you. Large lake, farm, fields, farm, house, two friends. So friends Aura Blue and Charlie Wilson were fishing on Falk Lake. Falk Lake was actually belonging to Gail Harris, and that will be important later. So if you're writing this down, just put his name to the side for now. So Aura Blue and Charlie Wilson, who I don't think I ever talk about again, saw a giant turtle. And they were like, holy shit, look at that turtle. Of course, no one's going to believe them because it's a big turtle. I'm going to tell you how big in a second. Now, Gail Harris, whose, property, whose lake it was, he was actually building his roof or fixing his roof with his minister, which is a really nice thing. They were patching the roof, sunny day in July. They also saw the giant turtle that day. So now we've got witnesses, right? Here's a quote from the minister who was working on the roof. He said, quote, "And I looked down there and I seen this big head and I said, oh, it must be something." That's how they talk in Busco. That's why I can do it so well.
It must be something.
Another quote.
Oh, yes.
Most turtles from this area weigh 10 or 12 pounds. Hold up one fucking second. I grew up in Churubusco, Indiana. 10 to 12 pounds? Most turtles from this area weigh 10 to 12 pounds. Think about that for a second. They're acting like there's these Frankenstein turtles wandering around the size of a newborn baby, a big newborn baby.
Yeah, no.
Just snapping and crawling.
Also, why that area? Like, why Churubusco?
Like, just Churubusco has massive turtles, apparently. 10 to 12 pounds. I disagree, and I'll tell you why later.
Oh, you're going to make us wait for it. Okay.
10 to 12 pounds. It seems excessive.
So,
I never saw a 10 to 12 pound turtle, but apparently, quote, most turtles from that area, 10 to 12 pounds.
I'm
Fine.
going to take a stab at it.
Fine.
Soylent Green.
Is that a...
It's people! No, never seen Soylent Green.
No!
Never mind.
Got it. I'll watch it. Okay. 5 feet wide, 6 feet long. That's how big Oscar is. Approximately 500 pounds.
Let's take a second to take that in. 5 feet wide, 6 feet long, 100 pounds.
500 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's like... I'm trying to think of like another animal, like a cow, like a...
I've got some comparisons for you.
All right.
They're quotes, if you can believe it.
Yes, yes.
Also, the tail was 42 inches long, which, first of all, what? That is a really long tail. That's what, 12, 24, 36. That's 3.5 foot long tail. Also, who got close enough to the turtle
to
measure 42 inches long? Well, I'm going to tell you. Here's a quote. Its shell was so large, you could set a dinner for 8 on its back. Another quote. He had a mouth so large he could eat a soccer ball.
I mean, soccer wasn't even cool back then.
This is once again proving the point that Americans will literally go to any lengths to avoid using the metric system. Like, he could eat a fucking soccer ball. No, let's just,
Good point.
let's say what it is.
Yeah.
But I can picture it better as an American with the soccer ball.
Yeah.
If they had done football or basketball, maybe even better. But that's
Yeah.
fine. We could do soccer ball. That's just... Anyway. Eventually, they named the turtle Oscar because it was Oscar Folks Lake. He was the original owner of the lake. But of course, then Gail Harris, bought that from him.
Okay.
And so Oscar Folk, he actually saw the turtle in 1998. Nope. 1898. And 1914. But no one cared. Like, he was like, look, there's a big turtle. There's a really big turtle in my lake. And they're like, just fuck off about it. Like, we're not...
I'm glad you brought that up because when Aura and Charlie were there and they were like, this is huge. I'm like, if it's already this big,
Yeah.
how did no one see it
And
before?
it lives forever.
Was Oscar
like a dinosaur.
the town drunk and everyone was like, oh,
You know
Oscar's
what?
seeing things again.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Although, I'm sure he was great. I don't want to talk... I'm sure there's folks all over Churubusco, and I'm sure Great-Grandpa Folk was fucking fantastic. I'm sure he wasn't a drunk. However, he was right. He saw it twice, and no one gave a shit. And then in March of 1949, Oscar the turtle was spotted again by Gail Harris, who was the owner. If you wrote that down, put it to the side. We're back. We're here, and we're back. I'm not going to be able to get through this story.
Oh.
So Gail Harris had gone out on a boat the next time he saw him in March, and he grabbed him by the tail. So he's probably the one who knew it was 42 inches. He grabbed it by the tail. Now, if you're thinking, is Oscar a liar, or no, Gail a liar, we don't know.
Yeah, because how do you...
Well, it's 42 inches. You can get to it. So he grabbed it by the tail. It tried to get away. It literally flipped his rowboat and caused him to capsize, and it got away.
Good.
Yeah, no, you can't be grabbing people by the tail or massive prehistoric beasts. You just can't do it. Here's another quote. This came from a newspaper. Some of the people in Churubusco weren't sure about his story. Many others simply ridiculed him.
Oh.
Well, yeah, they're kind of dicks.
Yeah.
I mean, what else you got going on, Churubusco? You got the magic wand on Sundays. But after you finish your cottage cheese, what are you doing? Go talk about the turtle.
There should be like a beast festival every year still. Like, what else does Churubusco have going on? Or maybe there is, and I'm jumping ahead.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, whoops.
She didn't even know.
I had no idea what this story is.
All right. So Gail Harris, enraged by all of these Churubusco townspeople telling him that he's an idiot, like, well, fuck, I'm going to catch the turtle. I'm going to prove you guys all wrong. So the news picked up nationwide, about Gail Harris trying to get this turtle. Nationwide, it ran on radio broadcasts, magazines, newspapers from coast to coast. Must have been a very slow news cycle.
Well, that's a big deal to go nationwide in the 50s. Is that when this is? When is
Yeah,
this?
1949.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal back
Viral for the 50s. And the news stories made it as far as Europe. If you can believe it. Everybody got real pumped up about Oscar the turtle. The state police had to come and control traffic because there's literally like 4 roads. We didn't even have a McDonald's until after I left. And the following series of events are all true and all verified by me. She's from Churubusco. Day 1.
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
So Harris almost caught Oscar on day 1. He created a trap made out of chicken wire and wooden stakes. And he put it in 10 feet of water. And Oscar actually became entangled in the trap. And then he just left. I have a picture of that trap.
It's in my mind, this pond is small.
It's
like,
7 acres.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty big. Okay, yeah. Did you say that already? Sorry. Okay.
I just got it all right up here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big deal. Okay.
So I will put up a picture of the net, the big trap that he made. Oscar blew a hole right through. Actually, fun story that I actually know from living in Churubusco. The net went missing for many, many years. And then a news reporter was trying to find it. And he heard a rumor talking to all the townspeople that it was hidden in the basement of a funeral home. So that reporter went to that funeral home, the only funeral home in Churubusco, naturally.
I don't need more than one.
No. And the funeral director is like, no, I don't think that's here. And they searched and they couldn't find it. Then later that night, the funeral director actually called him and said, oh yeah, we got a net here. And then they put it up for display. And I have a picture of it I'm going to put on Facebook.
What in the wide world? Think of all the stories we've never heard before.
This is truly amazing. The tip of the iceberg.
In a funeral home too.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we put it there?
Yeah, here's this large net. Always wondered what that was. All right.
Day 2. Harris managed to wrap a rope around one of Oscar's back legs. How? They don't say. But people saw it, so it had to be true. Quote, the turtle broke into rope, and you could see this piece of rope was about 3 feet long, still tied to his back leg. So if you ever see a turtle the size of a fucking dinner table with a rope tied to his back leg, 9 out of 10 times that's going to be Oscar the turtle.
Yeah, we know who it is.
Day 3. Harris invented a contraption, this guy, that resembled a periscope. Now, they said resembled a periscope, which makes me think that they couldn't even call it a periscope. Like, you can make a periscope. I can make a periscope out of a toilet paper roll and a little bit of tape.
Yeah.
Resembled a periscope.
Do you picture him like, what's his name from Back to the Future?
Oh, yeah.
Scott! Yeah, like that.
He's like that, but chubbier.
Oh, okay.
So,
oh yeah, you don't have to picture him. You've seen him.
I've seen the guy.
Yeah.
So he made a contraption that resembled a periscope so that he could put it underwater and search for Oscar. But there was too much muck. He couldn't see through the water. No shit, Sherlock, but he's doing his best. Bless you.
Pardon me.
Anyway. This one's one of my favorites.
Wait, can we go back to the periscope for a second?
Yeah. I have no more information on it.
But let's think about that. He wanted to see in murky pond water.
Like, it didn't occur to him while he's creating the periscope, which, for all I know, he spent forever making it. He didn't realize that pond water in Indiana looks like freaking chocolate milk. Like, yeah, what are you thinking?
I need more on this periscope.
Like, he worked so hard and then he put it down and everybody's watching and then he's like, nope. Day 4. This one's one of my favorites. Oh. Harris, turns out, is not only a farmer, turtle hunter extraordinaire, but he's also a real shit friend. Harris managed to obtain a full wetsuit. They don't say how. and he talked one of his friends, Woodrow Woody Rigsby, into wearing it to search the bottom of the lake. And I have pictures of this from the newspaper. And let me tell you, Woody, he doesn't look that into it. The fear in his eyes is palpable. He knows this is the last day of his life. He lives. But, and this is a quote again, unfortunately, the helmet leaked and his friend nearly drowned.
Well, I'm guessing Harris made the helmet.
Yeah, he's an amateur inventor, farmer, shitty friend.
Yeah, terrible turtle.
I don't think Woody hung out there anymore. I think he went back home. He was from Fort Wayne. He was like, I gotta go.
I also think every small town has a Woody.
A Woody or a Harris?
Woody. I think every
like a dumb friend who's like, I'll put your weird helmet on.
Remember like Woody from Cheers too? Like, I think every small town has. Yeah.
He looks exactly like that in the pictures I'll put up. Day 5. 200 people converged on the tiny town of Churubusco, Indiana to watch the search. Planes and helicopters. Nope.
One more time.
Planes and helicopters floated above Folk Lake trying to catch a glimpse of the giant snapping turtle. This is so stupid.
This is amazing. I love this story.
A photographer from Life magazine traveled all the way to Busco and he took 299 pictures and, quote, they were all deemed unusable.
Oh, God.
Like, what?
Indiana.
He's like, nope. By now, I'm sure you're wondering how Oscar made it all the way to Churubusco, Indiana, because most people know, I'm sure, that alligator snapping turtles are indigenous to southern Indiana. So how is he getting all the way? Are there secret tunnels? Is he running upstream?
Sewers.
Underground sewers? Mm-hmm. Sewers, yeah. He's a ninja turtle.
Oh, cowabunga. That was going to be my C word, too.
Well, you've done it.
Yeah.
You did it. You've done it. Check it off the list. Now you don't have to say cock.
Oh, I didn't even think of that one.
What were you thinking?
Cowabunga. Christ, I did say Christ on a bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That one's a good one.
Got it out of the way.
Well, I have an answer for you. The theory, the running hypothesis is the traveling salesman in the 1950s used to carry small alligator snapping turtles that were alive in their bag with them because it was an easy, high-protein snack on the road.
No.
That's what they said.
No.
That's what they said. Why are you picking... First of all, who's eating turtles? Stop it.
And how do you
But why a snapping turtle? Why don't you eat no, don't eat a sea turtle. Jesus Christ.
But like, I mean, I've heard of turtle soup, but that's cooked.
But a live snapping turtle, they're trying to eat it.
Oh my God.
Like, just maybe try some Funyuns next time. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? But no, they're delicious. But sometimes they just bloop, popped them in the water. And this one got real big. And maybe he ate the salesman.
Oh.
Yeah, turn the tables, right? Big as a table.
Or whatever that salesman was trying to sell.
Yeah, they didn't say. Maybe vacuums or dictionaries, encyclopedias.
Protein powder.
Day 15.
No.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Day 15. Harris constructed a large cage made out of pipes. Quote, he failed to make the cage big enough to go over the turtle. Jesus. They had one side all in there fine, but his backside and tail were sticking out. So, like, tubes, right? Fine. Turtle. Like, he's just like, catch me already, for the love of God.
Can we get
just catch me. So he went right into those tubes, but his back end's like sticking out. And so they went off to make another pipe cage for the back half of him, but he left. Again, he's like, you guys are idiots. I'm just gonna go. I got 7 acres. Why am I hanging around here? This is stupid now. You guys suck. Harris was not to be deterred. Day 36.
No.
Yes!
Are you kidding me? Harris needs a job.
This one's so...
He needs a hobby.
This is his hobby.
Oh, that's good. He needs another
This is
hobby.
all he cares about.
Oh my God.
This is all Harris cares about. This one's weird. If you didn't think it was weird before, this one's weird. And I need more information. And there's just nothing else out there except for on day 36, Harris brought a 200-pound female sea turtle to attract Oscar out of the lake. Sexy sea turtle time. First of all, it is a freshwater lake, and you're putting a sea turtle in? And how do you know Oscar's a boy? When you grab the tail, did you boop?
Also, where did he get it? Where did he get it?
No, they didn't say that either.
Yeah, like
the salesman. I don't know. There's just turtles left, right, and center.
this is. Whew.
He brings a 200-pound female sea turtle to attract Oscar. And all the articles just say, it did not work. And then finally, by May, he removed the sea turtle. So the sea turtle's just flopping around, thinking, where's all the salt water?
Why can't I breathe?
What is this?
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, well, that didn't work. And I'm sure they ate it because that's what we're doing here.
I mean, yeah.
No. Day 60. Everyone stopped giving a shit.
Yeah. I
mean, 2
except for
months in.
Harris.
Not Harris. Harris is still super into it.
Of course he is.
This guy.
He can't give up now because he's going to be the town
He's
fool.
too far in.
Yeah.
He's too far in.
Oh, my leg.
He procures. Harris on day 60 procures dynamite. Now we're in a Wile E. Coyote type of area. We've done Scooby-Doo. Now it's Wile E. Coyote. He's got his TNT. He's going to blow that fucking thing out of the water. He puts it in the water. He tried to use it to, quote, shock Oscar into coming to the surface.
Shell shock.
Shell shocked. Did not work.
Of course it didn't.
If you can believe it.
Oh, my leg is stuck. Hang on. It's really... I was sitting in a weird spot.
Ooh, I heard the crack.
Yeah, that was my foot. It always does that. Okay.
Day 137.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Harris brought his tractor to the lake and hooked up a sump pump. What was he doing? If you guessed draining the whole goddamn lake, you're right. He's gonna drain a 7-acre lake. It's his lake. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants. He's gonna drain a lake. Great. He's got a tractor. He's got more than I do. He's gonna do it. Now, some news articles are now referring to Harris as a megalomaniacal. What's the quote? Megalomaniacal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would have
with
to
the story.
I would have to agree. So he's pumping water out of a 7-acre lake. He burned through 2,000 gallons of gas as Harris pumped the water out day and night. Where'd the water go? I don't know. I don't know how lakes work. I don't really understand how the water works. Like, it went somewhere. It's here, now it's there.
Like, it rains on the ground and water soaks into the ground.
Yeah.
But in a lake,
it's like
the
a
water
big...
stays there.
Not anymore. Not with Gail Harris in the picture.
Yeah.
He said, fuck you, lake, I'm coming in. And he did. He pumped and he pumped and he pumped.
A 7-acre lake.
A 7-acre lake. He got it down to 1 acre, which is still a lot of lake, but much less. Yeah. Now, where did those 6 acres of lake go? Maybe that created Blue Lake, and that's where I grew up.
Oh.
I made that up. It would be a great story, though.
Yeah, it would be.
So now it's a 1-acre lake. Great. People got pumped again. They're excited. Thousands of people now, because it was 200. Thousands of people now came to watch the lake be drained each weekend. And this is a quote, including senators and celebrities. They didn't say who.
Oh, I don't know who. Also, you said they came to watch a lake get drained each weekend.
Yeah.
How long did it take him to drain 6 acres?
Day 156. On this
story is amazing. Like, it is seriously amazing. I'm giddy. Okay.
On this particular day, 200 people had gathered around the lake. And Harris brought a duck. Now, if you guys like ducks, I'm sorry. This is not a good story for you. Harris brought a duck to lure Oscar because he's probably hungry at this point, right? After releasing the duck into the water, quote, Oscar jumped out of the water, grabbed the duck in his massive jaws that could also hold a soccer ball, pulling him back under for a tasty snack. And that was it. I mean, he wasn't ready to catch it. He was just like, well, there goes my duck. Like, what? How do you even catch a duck? Harris doesn't seem...
He's not thinking ahead.
If you see the pictures of Harris, he's not catching a duck with his hands. Like, he's just... Doesn't seem like he'd be, like, spray. Like, he's not quick enough, probably, to catch a duck. So, like, how do you get a duck?
I'm picturing the dad from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he had that hat.
Yeah.
And maybe the overalls.
Overalls.
Yep. With one
straw.
off.
Yeah.
Chewing on his piece of straw.
Yeah, that's...
One duck in this arm. Sea turtle in this arm.
Yeah. Oh, good God.
This man.
God, Gail Harris.
I mean, he's giving it 100%. Day 182. Now we're in December 1949, aka cold as fuck. If you've ever lived in the Midwest, specifically Indiana, December, you don't want to be out pumping water out of a lake. But this is 3 months into pumping water out of the lake, and the pump in the tractor broke down. Shocker. 3 months, though. That's a nice tractor.
Yeah. Makes sense, though.
Yeah. So Harris brought in a crane. This man has...
Where is he getting all this money?
So much money. Like, where'd you get a crane, Harris? Where'd you get the diving suit? Where'd you get the duck?
The dynamite?
The dynamite!
Yeah. Where's Woody?
Yeah. Oh, he might be dead. I don't know.
He's at the bottom.
He's definitely not hanging out with Harris anymore. Jesus Christ. What if I was like, Robin, I want to do this thing, but also you have to do it because I don't want to do it. Like, why couldn't Harris put on the helmet?
No.
He knew it was going to leak.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing it for the clicks. So he's using the crane to drag the last acre of water that was left. But Oscar was able to evade him even then. Probably because they can burrow down.
Oh, yeah, like in the muck.
In the muck. Yeah, they hibernate.
Yeah.
I know a lot about turtles, having lived in Turtletown, USA.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. There's a sign.
Amazing.
Day 204.
Oh, my God.
Harris has a sharp pain in his right side. Did you guess turtle bite? It's actually appendicitis. He's not okay. He has to go to the hospital. He suspends the search for the first time. What's March to December? In like a long time.
Yeah.
He has
200 and something days.
204 days.
Yeah.
He suspends his search and he has to go to the hospital. This is the saddest sentence that I read this entire time I researched it. By the time Harris was out of the hospital, the lake had refilled with rainwater. This poor guy. This poor guy. He worked so hard. 3 months. And now his tractor's broken. And the crane, who knows where the fucking crane is.
The town at this point
His duck
hated
is
him,
gone.
And they were like bringing buckets to
They're
refill
just
it.
like
Yeah,
this
like,
idiot.
Out of people.
They're like, I got you.
Oh, what a twist I did not see coming.
The lake is back. And now it's ready for revenge.
It's like the bane of his existence at this
He's
point.
so mad. He's so mad. Harris had spent all his money and lost everything trying to prove the existence of the giant snapping turtle, the beast of Busco. Harris later stated, quote, "When I came out of the hospital, I said, that's it. This thing is gonna stop." Which, like, yeah, Harris, calm the fuck down about it. Like, it's a real bummer that you didn't catch the turtle, but it sounds like with the duck incident, the pipe incident, the chicken wire incident, the net, that people know the turtle exists. They know you're right. That's what he was going for. Like, what, you're going to catch a turtle, then what are you going to do with it? Christ. Like, people saw the turtle. They saw it jump out of Folk Lake and eat an entire duck.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So he proved it. But he's done now. He's done. He must rest. Day 564.
But from 200 whatever to 5, there's no...
That's it.
Okay.
The farm, the lake, and the giant turtle were sold. Harris had used all of his money on the search, and he was ruined. No one has searched for Oscar the turtle since 1949 until day 13,873, aka my birthday. Krista is born.
Oh.
Growing up on Blue Lake, Indiana. So let me tell you a little bit about my experience in Churubusco. So I was what you would probably consider a tomboy. We had something called a mud hole, which if you're trying to picture it, you already are. It's a hole of mud.
Full of mud.
I would jump in there, catch the frogs, catch turtles. I actually caught a turtle that I kept, which I know you're not supposed to do. It was the 80s, whatever. It was a painted turtle, not a snapping turtle, and his name was Dribbles because he'd pee on me a little bit every time I picked him up.
Because he was terrified.
No! Dribbles loved me. Rude. Anyway. So I'm learning about the legends of Oscar. Finally, a McDonald's is built in Busco, and they put up pictures that I'm going to put up on Facebook and Instagram of the search for Oscar the turtle. So, do you remember what you brought up earlier in the podcast?
Festival.
A festival. Turtle Days.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Has been running for, I think this is the 75th year this year. The 75th annual Turtle Days is coming up. There's rides, a parade, there's carnies, there's turtle races, and I have pictures of the turtle races. I also have a picture of a child who won grand prize at the turtle race. It wasn't me because Dribbles was slow. He had other things on his mind. It's fine. I'm over it.
Like, when's this girl gonna stop cuddling me?
Like, please let me go. Please release me to the wild where I belong. I did. He's there. He's living
still
his
there.
life. He could be hanging out with Oscar. I let him go, but he wasn't a quick racer. Turtle races. They put him in a circle. Whoever leaves the circle first, they win. It took hours.
It took hours.
Turtle Days 2009. Picture it. The bubble just burst. Houses, realtors, mortgage companies
all went to
down the
shit.
drain.
All went to hell, yeah.
The one shining light in the world. Turtle Days.
Turtle Days.
They bring a 4-foot long, 170 pound, 150-year-old alligator snapping turtle and put it on display at the annual Turtle Days Festival. And I have a picture of him. His name is Crunch. When you see him, you'll know why. Crunch. And the guy holding Crunch, if you see this.
Holding him?
Yes. Yes. The guy holding Crunch is even scarier looking than Crunch. Like, he looks like he'll fuck you up.
Is he a descendant of Harris?
I hope so.
Yeah, me
I would
too.
like to think so.
Yeah.
So Crunch, he's on display. Turtle Days, 60-year anniversary of the hunt for Oscar. It costs $1 a person to see Crunch, which I'm sure they made at least $1,200 because everybody in Churubusco is going to see that turtle.
There's nothing else to do that
And
day.
he was just swimming around in a 700-gallon aquarium.
Oh,
Crunch.
Crunch.
He's great. I didn't get to see him. I don't know what I was doing in 2009. I think I was graduating college, and I just didn't have time to go to Turtle Days that year. So,
The only one you've ever missed, right?
the only one. I am always there. I lead the parade. They give me a baton.
Turtle Girl.
Turtle Girl.
Yeah, you get
See?
like the sash.
I didn't tell this story in high school because I did not want to be Turtle Girl. But now I'll wear it proudly. So,
Wait, Ramp Girl is also Turtle Girl?
Ramp and Turtle Girl, if you can believe it. Well, I'm sure Ho-Ho grew up to be something great too. He could be two things.
Yeah.
So, there is a large turtle statue commemorating Oscar, which is located at the center of town. Now, I'm going to put a picture up, and whatever you're picturing, it's not that. It's like, first of all, it's not that big for a town that this is all they have. It's a very small statue. It's green. You would expect that, but then like the shell is really small, but its legs are like really long, which is not how turtles are proportioned. And then it's got teeny tiny eyes. I'll throw a picture up. This is not what you expect. And the 74th annual Turtle Days will be held this year in Churubusco, in June of this year. So I say we go.
100% we're going to Turtle
It lasts
Days.
5 days. We'll watch a turtle race.
It's 5 days?
Yeah. Because they have a marathon, they have the parade, they have the turtle races, they've got the carnival, they've got the rides, they've got the elephant ears.
Christ on a bike.
I know.
I mean, that's just a long time, but I guess if there's nothing else to do. When you were in school, did you get out of school for Turtle Days?
Well, I didn't
Like-
go to school in Churubusco.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sure I would have.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
it's in June, so nobody's in school.
Oh, that's true. Like we get out for like the first day of hunting season and
Yeah.
the first day of the fair.
Anything turtle related, I'm sure they would cancel school in
Yeah.
a minute.
So I have a couple questions.
Okay,
Okay, I have a statement first.
I'm ready.
Dear God, I love you for telling me the story.
It's my origin story. It is what made me who I am today.
It is amazing. Yay, 13,000. Oh, you got me. Whatever happened to Harris? Do we know? Like, he lost everything, but, like, is he... Did he die there?
He's my
is he still
grandfather.
alive? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, he's dead.
Yeah.
No, I
Sorry
didn't go.
that you lost
Do you see the type of research I did after changing my story in 24 hours? I do not
This
know
is
what
good.
happened to Harris. I'll find his grave for next time. I'll post it on all the
I'm
socials.
just curious. Maybe he's still around.
Probably
not.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
That was like
probably
80
not.
years ago, and
Oh.
he looked pretty old in 1949.
Okay. And then, has anyone spotted Oscar since?
Mm-mm. But, first of all, would you service if you had to go through all that shit? Like, you got one tasty duck snack, and otherwise people just kept fucking with you.
Yeah, I'd probably get out of
I
Dodge,
would
but
hibernate forever.
he can't... I mean, his shell would still be around.
Let me leave you with this final quote.
Oh, yes, please.
Quote. I don't know who made this quote or what kind of intel they had to be able to feel justified in making this quote. Quote. As much as Oscar would have hated Turtletown, he couldn't simply walk away. Like, what kind
What
of
the
quote
fuck does
is
that even mean?
Why does he hate us?
He couldn't walk away because you just... Oh,
'Cause he's a turtle.
Yeah.
They walk real slow.
I mean...
As evidenced by turtle races.
Yeah. Hours later.
Hours later.
We have a winner.
I know. Everybody's asleep. You should
Oh.
see this kid. I cut out his face for the sake of anonymity. Anonymity?
Anonymity.
I had my whole shell shocked. I cut out his face, but that trophy is so fucking big. And his turtle won, and mine didn't, and I'm not upset about it.
What is it? A turtle on the trophy?
It's like a really big cup. But I have a picture
Oh.
of the turtles racing. And they're all painted turtles, because you can't be messing around with snapping turtles. They'll
No.
just bite you. They look
Yeah.
like baby dinosaurs.
Yeah, they will.
Or in
bite.
this case, medium-sized dinosaurs.
This might be my favorite story I've ever heard. This is amazing. The newspaper quotes, the
quotes were great. I could not believe when I was reading it. I'm like, I don't even have to be funny. I will just read what these people said.
I mean, I feel like Ira Glass from This American Life is going to listen to this episode and be like, oh, why didn't we get that story first?
I
And
am
then a
putting
bunch of people are gonna get
Churubusco
fired.
back on the map.
Yeah, you are.
Churubusco, Indiana.
Turtle Days.
Hit up Magic Wand.
What's the magic wand again?
It's a restaurant with a cottage cheese.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't love cottage cheese.
You would love this cottage cheese.
I'll try it. Do they put pineapples on it? Cause that...
Yeah, but I always took it off.
Oh, see, I could eat that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll try it.
So my sources are Haunted Hoosier Trails, a guide to famous and spooky sites by Wanda Lou Willis. Bought that book off Kindle. Best thing I ever did. Beast of Busco by Devin Haney of the Journal Gazette. Beast of Busco. Also, the Beast of Busco Wikipedia page, which I recommend everybody go look at because not only is it incredibly informative, not as informative as this podcast, but it also has a section, because you know how Wikipedia has sections?
Yeah.
Has an entire section called Cultural Impact for the Beast of Busco.
I mean, yeah, it probably makes a town, and you think that this legend needs to live on
It needs to live on.
because
And
for
maybe
5
he
days,
is. They live over 150 years. Crunch was 150 years old.
yeah,
So Oscar could still just be bopping around. He just doesn't want to deal with bullshit anymore. Well, I'm going to get t-shirts that say
hot for ghosts.
Beast of Busco. And it's going to have a cute turtle
Oh yeah,
with really long legs.
hot for turtles.
Hot for turtles.
Don't steal it.
TM.
Yeah, huh? Well, this was great. I loved it.
Thank you.
Additionally, this is great.
Shell shocked.
Shell shocked.
It's a Moscow Mule with some pineapple juice because that's all I had around.
Oh,
Yeah.
See the
And I
pineapple.
put green food coloring in so it would be, it would be
green.
pertain to the turtle.
See, look at you, creative bartender. Yeah.
If only they could see me now.
Well, I gotta up my game for next week. This opens up so many doors.
I
in my
told you
brain.
everything was going to change.
My ADHD is like with all the stories.
Changing
there's
the
a
game.
festival in Colorado, Dead Man Festival, and there's a dead man on display.
No.
Oh yeah, he has been for a long time. So maybe I'll talk about that.
Oh, always the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
your grandpa? Is that Harris?
What if it was?
Oh yeah.
No, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, I don't. I never actually went to the festival, but it just makes me think there's a lot of craziness
There's
out there.
so much we can talk about.
Yeah.
Outside the realm.
Yeah. And this is paranormal. It's not normal.
Definitely
This is
paranormal. It's a
not normal.
cryptid.
Yeah.
Very big turtle.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, I loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was so excited to tell it, and
I get why now. Yeah.
changed my life. Beast of Busco.
Yeah. Well, R.I.P. Dribbles.
No.
Yeah, he's probably still alive.
Jesus.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't in soup.
A traveling salesman definitely didn't pack him up in his briefcase.
Oh, God.
And just suck out his insides.
Makes me
Well,
think.
now I'm upset. So we will, if you want to go on Facebook, you can see all these pictures. Instagram, we're recording this, so I might put some clips up. And we can do TikTok now because we got clips, right? And then if you want to see what we're drinking, go on there too. And you can get my special super secret recipe. And you don't have to put food coloring if you're not into that kind of stuff.
But you should.
It makes it green.
Yeah.
Like the Beast of Busco.
And yeah, what do the CKs say? Like, rate, subscribe, for the love of God, subscribe. Thanks for listening,
and we'll be back next week.
Don't get ghosted.
But if you do, give us a follow and give us an email. We love you guys.
Hotforghost@gmail.com.
Bye.